Hello. Okay, I got this live thing to work. That's good. So, I just like to do a little meditation today on love and choosing love in every moment, choosing to have faith in the unfolding cosmic story that we're all part of. Surrendering to your heart's desires for peace and harmony, prosperity, deep friendships, relationships, deep love. So, my channel is about embodied wisdom, meaning I speak of experience because that's all I can actually speak about. I speak about rituals and heart connecting, heart opening ways that we can manifest the reality where our minds and our hearts are interconnected. As we move into this new solar white sun sixth sun prophecy, the Hopi prophecy of those people, those beautiful lights, those children of God, of Creator, of great source, spirit. We're stepping into our empowered light, love, warriorship, actually letting go of the warrior and stepping more into just the embodiment of being these divine, sovereign, beautiful creatures that are evolving into their next level. And this time on earth is asking us to choose love over and over and over again. Love and compassion for ourselves, for where we are on the journey, and for all of our experiences and shadows and darkness and transmutations and deaths and rebirths. And it's like it's been never ending. A lot of us have come here to do that work, that it has not been recognized or, you know, yeah, we're the bridge into the next. And yet we can also claim that that bridge happens in an instant, which is the quantum field. So this is where we're heading, where we are actually, because the more we learn about the laws of attraction, magnetism, the laws of assumption, the secrets that were not told to us, but very few people actually knew about this. And this is where it's been esoteric. It's been hidden from us for such a long time. And now it's all coming out. It's all being revealed. We're in times of revelation. The darkness is coming out. The light is coming through. And we can choose in every moment. And I know that's not easy. You know, we have those moments where we're just flooded by a memory or sadness or something, that like a wave, right? Which is it really is just a wave, like passing through an emotional storm. And then we emerge out of it lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter, and we shed and we release and we take off those layers. And it's a big job. It's a big job. And at the same time, it's joy, and it's and it's all part of it. Some people these days are talking about, you know, the always being happy and how realistic that is. And And I agree with that. I think we can't always be happy, but we can find our neutral space, our place where it's like, okay, I'm not feeling so great. I don't like what's happening, but I can choose to anchor this neutrality, this divine space of nothingness. And actually, when we go there, it's the void. And that's where we can create, we can come out of this space, this dark void or this 0 point, and then create something through alignment, through our divine connection, through the heart. Because the heart is our strongest magnetic energy center. It connects all of us. It connects us to the earth. It connects us to all the pulsations of life. And so when we choose that, we are in coherence. We're in harmony. We flow. This is the flow. This is what, when we talk about the flow, it's just you're going into your reality, you're creating it, and the doors are opening, and you're meeting someone. And then before you know it, what you were thinking is actually starting to manifest in physical reality. And the same goes for how we feel about ourselves. We can have days where we're like just off, and you look in the mirror like, oh my God, I look like crap. I look like I've aged 10 years overnight. Why? What's going on? Well, we're malleable. Like matter is not actually physical. It's just condensed energy. So we're like clay. This is also in the Bible. And, the Bible is just coded with information for us. And I'm so grateful I spoke with this amazing mentor of mine that I hadn't seen or spoken to in years. She's in her early 80s now, I believe. And she opened the door for what I started to understand about healing and the science and the spirituality coming together. And she lent me some books of hers, and I had talks with her. And her name's Joan, and she's a very wise lady. And I trust her, and I trust her experience, and she cares a lot about the planet. She's involved in Coyote programs, which is connecting children with nature. And this is all inspired with what I have been working on for most of my life as well, is connecting with nature, and then having gardens and children and protecting our lands and our waters and things like that. But what's given me the deepest peace is that we are in prophetic times. And of course, we need to participate in what we want. We're here as participators. This is the universe is a participatory place where our energy gets focused into what we put our energy in. So if we're putting our energies into the destruction of our systems, or the destruction of, or just the war against this and the war against that, and the divisive, dualistic whole story, whether you're looking at gender or race or anything that divides us, the vax, the not vax, all this stuff that they just perpetuate, and an ongoing kind of really bad movie that we can extract ourselves from, and we can actually create the one that we want. So this is our power, and it's happening globally. I'm part of so many groups that are doing distance healing. Lynn McTaggart's work is incredible for that. You can look it up. Healing people through distance, because in the field, in the ether, in the quantum, we create in that space, and we can go in there and visualize, and like it's already done. So this is what prayer is actually about. It's not about begging some entity or something outside of us to save us or to heal us, or it's just tapping into the field and allowing the information stream of higher consciousness and the version of reality that's already done. So it's like being at the end of the movie kind of thing. So this is our power. And, John Lennon was singing about this with Imagine All the People and No Boundaries and No War. And what he was doing was very powerful, so powerful. They knew, I say they, but, the, the dark forces, or whatever you want to call them, the ones who want to keep a certain limited reality for humanity and control the narrative, right? So yeah, it's been going on for a long time. Now the thing is, with these cycles, they're so huge, and the sun becoming a white sun, which is all happening on a galactic level, and that's deep, cosmology, and takes a while to dive into that. And I'm not an expert. I just like to try to understand what's going on in our space-time reality and the evolution of our humanity, and what's possible with that, and where are we heading with that, and what are we doing here? We're not here to just reproduce and die, right? I mean, or like consume and die. I mean, I guess we're, for a long time, we thought that and we believed that. But right now, with the burst of technology, the Aquarian age, the golden age, just the birthing of this new reality, the new Earth, or the sixth sun, or any different names. With time, I guess we're gonna choose one and then look back and have like a consensus on that. But because we're in it, we can't give it, And then we'll just know what the truth was, and what wasn't the truth, and how many things were hidden, and how many things were, and um, it'll just be a normal fact. But right now, in 2023, in this construct of time, which the Gregorian calendar put as, yeah, so it's a certain calendar means debt registry. I've talked about this before, put in by the Vatican, Pope Gregory something in 1500. And it's been a construct that we, the 9 to 5 and the debt and the money and the religion and it all goes together, and the schools and and it's like, it's not bad. It's just the story. It's just that now we're at the part of the story where, when we see the chemtrails and we see the toxins that are the chemicals, like what we just saw, the big chemical spills, and it's heart-wrenching to see that, to witness that, and to know that there's a force that just wants the destruction of life and doesn't honor life and doesn't honor humanity and everything that was created here for us in the garden. And the garden and heaven is a state of being. It's a state of mind. It's not another place. It's a state of being. It's a vibration. It's a frequency, and you can live in that reality and flow, or you can really live through hell. And I feel like I've been living both in sometimes depending on my state of being, depending on my focus, depending on what my mind is spinning about the story that I'm telling myself, right? So I healed myself from a huge accident. And like Joe Dispenza, it was like this whole thing about seeing for me, I never imagined myself in a wheelchair or any of that. So it was like my future was defined by what my mind movie was projecting, which was dancing and walking my dog and riding my bike. I never saw myself in the wheelchair. It was like, there's no way I'm going to entertain that thought even for a second. So I was already doing it without knowing that that's what this whole thing, and that's what this whole reality is about. So imagine if now we're getting it, and we are. Like, there's so many channels out there on, when I discovered Neville Goddard, I was like, oh my God, the law of assumption, I never heard of that, but now I get it. And magnetism through yoga and through, Abraham with the vortex and heart coherence, and all of this different information is coming back into the same place of divine sovereign empowerment. Empowering yourself, knowing that you are a reality creator. You, through your thoughts and then your actions, are constantly manifesting your reality. So the victim's gone. You can't do that anymore. You can't blame the government anymore. You can't blame your circumstances. And if you don't like them, change them. That's what it boils down to. And often those circumstances are happening because from within yourself, there's stuff going on. You're not hearing properly, you're not seeing properly, eyes to see, ears to hear, right? These things they can be molded, but if we don't believe we can, then we need to go out and get, something. And that's okay. That can work. That's a patch, that's a fixer, and there's no judgment in that. But I'm just saying that we can heal ourselves, really. It's happening. Joe Dispenza's having week long, 4 day long, 1 week long, and people are walking out when they were handicapped and healing, and because they're rewiring, refiring, and they're doing it in a group. So that's even more powerful, because you can't just walk away, or you can't get distracted. You're part of a group. You have to sit there and be, like he says, be in the fire, stay in the fire. That fire is not comfortable sometimes, really not comfortable, especially if you're someone who doesn't allow the time to do its work. The time as in the orchestration or the bridge of incidents, meaning there's going to be steps to things happening that you're not going to know about until they're aligned for the door, for you to walk through it. So it's all that process of the idea, bringing it, choosing it, visualizing it, seeing the end of it, but then that whole part in the middle where it's like, okay, I'm not sure how, and that's not up to us. But your intuition and your guidance will, and that's where the meditation or the peacefulness, or finding that space where anything's possible. The imagination. Imagine it with your full heart. Imagine that reality of us transcending borders and diseases and shortages and pollution and all of this, transcending it, because we don't want it. We don't want to live like that. We want to travel. We want to meet each other and different cultures and the beauty of humanity, not go again, not say it's them and we transcend that, because we're one consciousness. We were created to know ourselves as God. God created man so that man can become godlike. This is what the Christ teachings are all about. It's what the Essenes talk about. And even in those tribes, I almost went to live with the Essenes, but there was internal conflict there going on, and I just didn't feel it. And I thought, no, it's not time. We're still in the healing process. We're still in the learning to transcend our pains and our wounds. And there's a lot of healing going on right now, within and then without. So in our societies, but it all starts from within us. So each individual has that work to do, right? And that's what I think it was Carl Jung who said, bringing the darkness, psychologically into the light is not very popular, but that's kind of what needs to happen. So bringing our shadows, they turn into our gifts, because we came with these to be able to use it as our superpower. This is the whole hero's journey and everything. So again, I like to share what's coming through. I don't have all the answers. I don't think anybody does, but I think all of us putting the pieces together and helping each other remember that we are love and we are creator beings. We are made in the image of that, and we are embodying that more and more every day if we choose, and we let go of the limiting beliefs, the limiting systems, and the old indoctrination of people telling us what we need and who we are and what to put in our bodies. And eventually, we develop this intuitive insight. We start to select what's best for us. Maybe it takes a lot of information to finally filter it. But maybe you just connect to it too and get that straight download that's just for you, you know? So I made some cacao, beautiful cacao that I brought back on my trip to Ecuador at Canción del Corazón, the Song of the Heart, where you can have beautiful retreats there. They have permaculture, and it's just so beautiful. The gardens and the yoga and the community and the sunshine and the birds and the plants. And I love it there. And I can't wait to go back. My next trip is soon to Mexico. That's a whole other adventure. I'm excited about that, and so many beautiful things have been imagined, and I know are coming to fruition. And I'm so grateful for that, and I'm grateful for it right now, even though it hasn't happened yet, because the feeling of it is already the wish fulfilled. So, cheers to that. Salud, santé, tout le monde. Take care. Stay in the love. Thank you. Bye.